The 15-Yard Files is brought to you by Hoyt Archery, Scent Blocker, Trophy Ridge Archery Products, Bloodsport Arrows, El Halcon Lodge and Outfitters, Buck Knives, Scout Look Weather, Redneck Hunting Blinds, Wasp Archery, Hazel Creek Taxidermy.
Welcome to the spring edition of the 15-Yard Files. Folks, I'm so excited to bring you this series. We hunted all different parts of the country, and we got several big old gobblers on the ground. And to start with, we're headed to one of my favorite states, Nebraska. Annetta's behind the bow, and she's teaming up with Justin Simmons of Spring Meadows, and they're getting ready to get after some Merriams. So let's get with it.
Well, as you can tell by the footage, I didn't have a good morning. So I'm here in Nebraska, and we're bow hunting. Had a perfect setup this morning. There are gobblers all around us. They're really grouped up and flocked up right now. So we were lucky to have that one lone Tom come in, and he worked the decoy like crazy. And so it was a perfect setup for just like getting your nerves off. And I totally blew it. I don't know what I did. Shot completely over his back. The only thing we can think of is I shot the wrong pin, because I do have 2 green pins on my bow. Still no excuse. Totally feel awful right now. We're going to go regroup and try and find some more birds.
When the gobblers approach the decoys, it's very important that the hunter sits motionless. Annetta, she's holding strong, waiting for the gobblers to hide their heads so she can draw.
Let him get broadside. Shoot that strutter.
So cool. Justin and Callie called those birds in and they came and were all over that Jake decoy. Lucky for me, they fanned their tails and turned away from me so that I could draw my bow, and I whacked him in the side. He went over there and laid down. We're going to give him about an hour and then we're going to go see him. Yes. Oh, he is a white. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Look at these spurs, Justin. For Miriam's, they're pretty good, huh?
Real good hooks from Miriam.
Cool.
A white tip too. Good beard on him too for him. It's a 9-inch beard.
Wow. Well, I have had an unforgettable day in the turkey woods here in western Nebraska, bow hunting. It has been awesome. From the time we set up the first setup this morning, we had a Tom come in and he put on a great show. I must have used my wrong pin because I shot right over his back. Well, actually quite a bit over his back, but we went back. I shot my bow just to make sure nothing was off, and then we regrouped, and Justin brought us out and set us up on this huge flock of birds that we got to be in the middle of all afternoon. This guy came in with another Tom, and they were attacking the Jake decoy and putting on quite a show, and luckily they gave me an opportunity for a shot, and I was able to harvest my Merriams for the year.
Now that was an action-packed day of bow hunting Merriam's turkeys for Annetta in Nebraska. Let's get right into the tips and strategies of what made Annetta successful. Well, right off the bat the first morning, that big old gobbler, he came right into the decoy, did everything perfect. Annetta drew her bow, but when she released, the arrow went right over his back. Well, here was the problem. Annetta had 2 green pins in her sight bracket, and in the heat of the moment, she chose the bottom green one instead of the top green one, and she shot right over him. So folks, make sure in that heat of the moment that you know exactly which pin you're going to shoot. Now, tip number 2 is, folks, when do you draw your bow when you got a gobbler in 15 yards on the decoy? It's very simple. You have to wait until you can't see his eyes. The gobbler stormed the decoy. Annetta sat motionless. She waited for the perfect moment, and when that gobbler turned his fan to her, she drew her bow. Exactly textbook turkey hunting on a decoy. So folks, wait until you can't see their eyes and you'll be able to draw better. And tip number 3, and probably the most important one that I want to discuss with you, is body language on a turkey after you shoot him. Well, I've shot a lot of turkeys in my hunting career, and they almost always react differently. Some fly away, some run off, some fall over. Well, Annetta's turkey kind of acted a little different to me. She shot it, he got all wobbly. I was thinking he's getting ready to tip over, and all of a sudden he got his legs and he just took off running. Well, we didn't go chase him because I knew he was hurt. When a turkey falls over, starts acting wobbly, you made a great shot on him. Well, that turkey ran about 100 yards. He laid down. So we gave him about an hour, maybe 2, and then we went over and found him. So folks, if you study these tips and strategies, I know you're going to be a better turkey hunter in the spring, and you're going to find more gobblers that you shoot with your bow. Folks, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Bringin It Home. And thanks for being with me today right here on the spring edition of the 15 Yard Files.
Where you can't see the forest for all the cottonwood trees. My little humble abode sits back in a hole where nothing don't bother me. And in the spring of the year when the big birds strut, you can bet I'm gonna call. I'll be hunting tom turkeys and eating deer jerky that we killed back in the fall. I got a blonde-haired, green-eyed beauty queen. She knows how to treat me right. And she's been known to hunt the rut till she's got one in her sights. We got a big old red truck with 4 doors and 4-wheel drive to haul one.